everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Lexie, and today we are going to be talking about books. That's been a common theme lately, and I think that's a common theme I'm going to continue with because I have started picking up reading again as my favorite hobby, and I just love talking about books. So one of the last videos, I think I took a week off of filming. Sorry, things happen. But one of the last videos I did were books I was interested in reading this spring and summer. So I decided to do a video of books that I recommend reading for the spring and summertime. Books that I've already read, books that I do enjoy, books that I reread, things like that. So I will tell you right now that I enjoy kind of like romances and young adult books and stuff like that. I try to keep a lot of my reading light during the spring and summer. I have no clue why, but I do. So I like a lot of just fluffy, cute, summery romance, and a lot of these are young adult because sometimes young adult books are just what you need to read. So we're just gonna jump in. So one of the first ones I will highly recommend is The Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy by Jenny Han. So that is the same author as To All the Boys I Have Loved Before, and I actually fell in love with the Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy way before I even knew about To All the Boys I Loved Before or the movies or anything. So this was, I think, my favorite series from Jenny, and also she's going, I think they're going to be movies or a TV show on Hulu. It's one of them, but they did get picked up by Hulu. So this is a book one, The Summer I Turned Pretty, and then it's Not Summer Without You, and then We'll Always Have Summer. So this story follows Belly, that's the main character's name, and it also follows Jeremiah and Conrad, which are brothers. So pretty much Belly has been best friends with these boys growing up because their mothers are best friends. So she's been best friends with them, but at the same time she's coming into, I think she's like 16 or something, 15, 16, so she's kind of coming into that stage where she's starting to develop feelings, and for both of them. So it's kind of choosing one girl, two brothers. So I don't want to give too much away. I don't want to say much more because these two are continuations. So whatever happens in the first one, the stories continue into these two. But overall, it's a really good series. You follow Belly and then the brothers, and then Belly has a brother who's also friends with Jeremiah and Conrad. But then you also have family dynamics and family drama. There's illness later on in the series. But these books are based in, I don't know what town it is or what, but it's in a beach city. So you get the feel, you get that beach feel through these books for the summer. But I don't know, these books hold a special place in my heart for summertime. So if you haven't read them, pick them up. I think that they are a great one to read. Okay. Oh, my pile is falling. Okay, next I'm going to recommend The On Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. Not only because this cover screams summer, tropical, Hawaii kind of feel, but this book is just a fun enemies to lovers romance based in Hawaii. So you get that summer kind of tropics feel through the book. But this one follows Olive and Ethan. I've talked about this in previous videos, but they hate each other. Olive and Ethan's sister, and so Olive's sister and Ethan's brother end up getting married, and Olive and Ethan hate each other. And so everybody at the wedding ends up getting sick, so the bride and the groom could not go on a honeymoon, but it is non-refundable, and only the names can, only the people with the names can go. So Olive and Ethan end up taking the honeymoon because it is not refundable and they can kind of pass as their brother and their sister. So they have to go on this honeymoon and pretend to be lovey-dovey and pretend to be engaged when they're not, because their brother and sister wanted them to take over the honeymoon so it didn't go to waste. So it's very interesting to watch two people hate each other but also at the same time pretend to be in love. So obviously it's an enemies to lovers, so some feelings are going to develop, and just the story in this, there's humor, there's love, there's hatred, it's just kind of a mix of everything. So I think this is a really fun summer read. I read this in the middle of winter, but I think that this would be a perfect summer book. So go pick it up. Okay, so next I have a book. It's called You Have a Match by Emma Lord. So this is Emma Lord. If you have not watched my channel before, she has become one of my must-buy authors. So I will buy any book she comes out with because I love them. Now this book I did not love as much as her first one, but I think it is such a cute summer read. It was still, I think, a solid 4-star rating for me. So that means that it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't also my favorite. So like 5-star would be the On Honeymooners. I loved it. I feel like I could reread this every summer and be happy. 4-star meant that it was a great book. I liked it, but it wasn't just like my all-time hands down favorite book. Those are what I give 5 stars. 4 stars are books that I really enjoyed and that I would recommend. So that's why I did this at a 4-star. So this follows Savannah and Abby. Yeah. So Abby ends up giving her DNA to this, you know, one of those companies that you send your DNA off to and they check your family history or whatever. So she does that. She finds out that she has a sister 18 months older than her who was adopted to another family. She didn't know. Her parents are still together, but her parents had never said anything. So this book is about Abby and Savannah going to summer camp together in order to figure out why their parents were essentially lying and not telling them the truth about having a sister. So there's that aspect of the book, but also Abby, it is Abby, right? Yeah. Abby's crush, Leo, ends up going to the same camp. So it's kind of coming to terms with, like, there's family dynamic, family drama, but then also you get the cute little side of romance. So I think this one it's a cute little summer read. I think that you would enjoy it if you give it a chance. But my next recommendation, and it's from Emma Lord, and this one was my 5-star read. I think that's why You Have a Match got a 4-star, because I don't think she could ever top Tweet Cute. This book I rave about. I love this book. I love it. I love it. I love it. I cannot give it any more praise because this is the sweetest, cutest, unique little young adult romance book I think I've ever picked up. I don't know why. It just holds a special place in my heart. So this follows Pepper and Jack. Pepper is the daughter of a big chain restaurant owners. So her family owns a big chain restaurant. Jack is the son of a guy who owns a small deli in New York. Well, they start feuding on Twitter, but they don't know it's each other. So Pepper doesn't know, or Jack doesn't know that Pepper's running the big chain Twitter, and Pepper doesn't know Jack is running the deli's Twitter. So they're feuding over Twitter. They're also not really friends in real life. And then there's the anonymous app through the school that they're talking to people, but you don't know who they are. They're anonymous. And so there's 3 different social kind of components to this book. So I like that. And they're kind of connected in all 3. So throughout the book, you get to see them feuding on Twitter, but they I think early on find out that they are each competing through Twitter with each other. So they're also kind of forming this friendship in real life. I don't know. It's super cute. There's lots of food in here, so if you are hungry, this might not be the best book for you to read, but Emma Lord, if you ever come across this video, I don't know why you would, but if you do, please make a cookbook of all of the recipes in this book, because I really want to learn how to make monster cake. Please. Because monster cake sounds like the perfect dessert. So please, if you have that recipe, post it or make a cookbook, because the grilled cheese, I don't know, every piece of food that's detailed in this book, I want. So, but yes, this has to be one of my #1 recommended, and it is again a cute little young adult read. So it's like the perfect kind of pick for me for the summertime. So if you want to read about Pepperjack and all of that, I recommend this. Super cute. I don't think you can go wrong. I don't know. It's just great. Okay, next would have to be The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. Now, I've talked about The Hating Game in recent videos because I just finished it the last couple months and I loved it. It was so much fun. This is more of an adult romance, so I would not recommend this for younger people because there is some spicy scenes in it, love scenes in it. So The Hating Game was super fun. It follows Lucy and Josh. They're up for the same position. They've hated each other for years working in the same company, but now they're up for the same promotion and they are fighting for this promotion, but they've also, like I said, hated each other, but they're kind of realizing through it all that maybe it wasn't hate. Maybe they didn't hate each other and maybe they were those feelings were coming from a different emotion. So they're kind of realizing that they don't hate each other and that maybe they've secretly liked each other for quite a while. So it's just a book about them fighting with each other but then coming to terms with their real feelings. So I think this is such a cute little romance for the summertime. So go pick up The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I think it was super cute. Okay, so my last 3 books I'm going to recommend, and these aren't just the last 3 because this author I'm going to talk about, I chose my 3 favorite because I feel like I could talk about all of them and it would just go on way too long. So I think my favorite author for summertime since high school, so at least the last 10 to 15 years, roughly, has been Sarah Dessen. I love her. She is fantastic. So my favorite from Sarah Dessen, my all-time favorite, I will go back and I reread this so long. My copy is yellow. It has some serious love. The Truth About Forever. I love this book. Like, look at how yellow and just loved and worn this book is. Like, it's so discolored because I've had it for so long and I've read it so many times. I love it. So Sarah Dessen writes these books. I would consider them young adult. Yeah, popular for writing young adults. Okay, so they're young adult books, but they also like cover topics that aren't typically young adult books. So loss of parents, suicide, just a whole bunch of different things that she covers. So some of them go through have a little bit of a darker kind of theme in it, but a lot of them are mainly these teens have gone through something really, really dark, really, really hard, but they've overcome it through one summer. So this one follows Macy, and she pretty much, her dad has died, so she now lives her life pretty much to make her mom happy, but everything that makes her mom happy makes Macy unhappy and she hates it. She also has this boyfriend that is kind of like her mom, where he's just like, well, you're supposed to do this and that's supposed to make you happy, and she's like, no, it's not making me happy anymore. But she meets Wes, and Wes works for his aunt who runs a catering business. So Macy decides to join the catering business for the summer. And while joining this catering business, she meets these new friends, they're like, how do I explain this? They're more like her. So she's kind of finally finding people that make her feel more like herself. And because Wes has some cousins and sisters or brother, or I don't know, there's a whole group of kids around her age. And so she's just finally finding people that are more like her, and she finds herself and kind of comes to term with her dad. Her dad's passing, and what she wants to do with her life and how she wants to be treated. And pretty much she's like, hey, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing this because this doesn't make me happy. So I love this one. Wes has just, I don't know, he has stuck with me. Out of all of the male characters in Sarah Dessen's book, Wes is my favorite. I don't know why, I can't put my finger on it, but I don't know. He's just stuck up here, and I love it. So go check out The Truth About Forever. Okay, the next one I would recommend by Sarah Dessen is Once and For All, because for me, summertime is always wedding season. Always. And this book is about the wedding season. So this follows Luana maybe? I don't know. That's what it's saying in here, but I don't remember that. It's been a while. So the main character in this book works for her mother's wedding planning business. She plans so many weddings. She does everything. She knows weddings from the inside out, everything. She can do anything for weddings. But she meets this guy that she likes, but he's a serial dater, and she's like, well, he's not for me because he's this kind of guy, but he may be a serial dater, but now he's like, she's the one I want. So the main character can do anything with wedding, get anybody married, can give everybody their happily ever after, but she needs to come to terms with her feelings and with her version of love, and then she kind of comes to terms with who she is, what she wants, what love means to her, and everything with this new guy, Ambrose, in this book. So it's just a fun little book that's based around weddings and a girl denying her feelings for someone who really, really loves her. So just a fun little summer wedding book. I don't know. Super cute. Like I said, I don't know what it is about Sarah Dessen, but she's my favorite summertime read. And then the last book, and this is the third book by Sarah Dessen, is The Rest of the Story. So this one follows Emma Saylor. Her mom is dead. I can't remember how she died, but her mom died, and she is off for the summer. I think her dad gets remarried or something, and she's off to spend the summer, I think during his honeymoon or something, with her mom's family, which she lost contact with because her and her dad just, when her mom died, I guess there wasn't very much contact with the mom's family after that. So she's coming to terms, or she's going and staying with this family for a couple weeks while her dad's, I think, on his honeymoon. And she learns so much about herself, about her mom, about this family that she pretty much had no clue about. She knew they existed, but she didn't know that they really existed, if you know what I mean. So it's really interesting to see her come to terms with that. I don't know. I think it's kind of sad circumstances. Her mom's dead, but at the same time, she's learning a lot about her mom, a lot about her parents' relationship, and a lot about herself, and also maybe finding love at the same time. So Sarah Dessen books are kind of very, very similar in that, and I love them. But these are just some recommendations for summertime that I enjoy. I hope that you enjoy them. I hope that it gives you some good ideas. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks!